the homie C-Rod, and today we're going to be making Frieza Go Majin. Yup, Frieza's going to get that special M stamp on his forehead, and we're going to create the Majin Frieza, or should I say Majin Golden Frieza Emperor of the Universe deck profile. So we got Frieza right here, and we're going to be making him go evil. You know, release his evil potential. So what does he do? He has a permanent effect, which is a downside. You cannot run, as you guys can see right there, you cannot run battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less. So that kind of sucks. So we have to run very heavy battle cards in this deck. But that doesn't matter. You know, we can't run battle cards, so we're going to run a lot of extra cards in this deck. So he has an activate main. Once per turn, pick up the top 5 and get an extra card that happens to be red among them and add it to your hand. And that ability is going to allow us to just plus like crazy and have a nice, healthy hand to protect our lives. So then, when you awaken, you draw 2 cards, and then you become boom, Golden Majin Frieza, Emperor of the Universe, or Majestic Emperor, if you will. So this card looks sick. I got it hollow. It's pretty darn tight. So he has an activate main. You draw 1 card, and also an auto that when this guy gets attacked, you get to drop 1 of your red Frieza army members that happens to be 4 cost or more, and you can stop the attack. You can only do this once per turn though, so that's good to protect your butt. So that's the Frieza leader, and we're gonna move on, and we're gonna help this guy become the ultimate evil version of himself. So we got new model scouters. So we got the model scouter right here, and this card's gonna be our ideal one-turn play. You know how Frieza gets the new scouter and shows it to King Vegeta? Well, 1 energy, you pick up the top 7, you get to add 2 Frieza army members among them, add it to your hand. This is gonna allow us to plus a lot. So we got 3 of these. Ideal one-turn play to get as many cards in our hand as possible. So then we got Live to Fight Another Day. This is the MVP card of the deck. So if your opponent has 3 or more energies, you get to activate this card. You draw 1 card, and your opponent is restricted to only playing 25k battle cards, because if they play a battle card that's 20k or less, they have to drop 2 cards in their hand, and that's gonna hurt a lot, especially at turn 3. So this card is very, very good to keep your opponent from doing any sort of plays, and if they do, their hand's gonna suffer. So we have 4 of these. This card is ideal. You got to play that card, so we have 4 of those. And then the best counter in this deck to protect their butt is Afterimage. So you're going to be dodging attacks, and this card's going to be allowing you to do that at a very consistent pace, because it's a counter. You gain a 40k power to your battle card or leader, and on top of that, your opponent loses 10k power to whoever you want to give it to, the battle card or the leader card. I mean, to a battle card. And he also has Sparking 5. You get to strike your life and activate the ability. So you can be tapped out and still activate the Afterimage Technique. So very, very useful card. We're adding 4 of those. You want to use that card to protect your butt as much as possible. So I'm showing you guys all the extra cards at first, because these are going to be the cards that are going to be used to search with our unawakened side. So then we got Is That All You Got? This card's going to allow us to counter, and then we get to drop a card to pretty much decrease a battle card on the field by 15k, and you get to choose 2 of them. Yeah, I'm stuttering, 2 of them. And that's freaking good, because you're going to be removing battle cards early game with this card. We only have 2 of these because I realize it's not as useful as you actually think, because your opponent is going to be playing around that. Then we got Paralysis Technique. This card is a lot more useful. So you 1 energy, you counter, and then not only your opponent's leader, but the entire field of your opponent's side gets a minus 5k boost. So this card can literally remove all the 1-drops your opponent has played, and you know, just stop your opponent from pressuring a lot. So we have 4 of these. Paralysis Technique, you know, Gildo, the real beast, stopping time, the original time skipper. So we got that, and then we got the Loyal Kikono, the alien looking dude, looking funny honestly. But this card is very, very ideal as well, because we're going to need it, because when you combo or play this card, you get to get a red extra card in your drop, add it back to your hand. So you're going to want to either get the Live to Fight Another Day card, or you're going to want to get the Afterimage Technique, or a counter that you need at the very moment. This card is ideal to keeping the extra cards flowing in and out of our drop to our hand. So we got 4 of those. You must have that card. And then, you know, we gotta get the other alien dude, which is literally the same Kikono, but, you know, a different position. I managed to have the hollow one. When you play this card, or combo with this card, if your leader is Red Frieza Army, which it is, you drop 1, you get to decrease the battle card power that's attacking or anything by 5k, and this is very good to protect your butt. He's gonna be our ideal combo surviving card, right? Because this card pretty much reduces, it's a 10k combo technically, because you get a 5k and then you reduce a 5k, so it's like a 10k difference, and it's gonna be ideal to saving our butt, and it doesn't require any, you know, energy to use, which is very, very good. Then we got these are all Frieza Army members, which are also going to be able to be dropped to protect your butt when you're awakened. So we got Berry Blue, the Negotiator, you know, the subordinate of Frieza, and this card is very, very good as well, because since your opponent's not going to be able to play battle cards with 20k power or less, because you're going to be spamming this card like no other, you're going to be able, if your opponent does play a 25k or higher, you're going to be able to steal it with her, because she ignores barrier, and you take one of your opponent's battle cards with 25k power, and then, you know, they come onto your side of the field. So she just like literally negotiates your opponent's battle card onto your field. And then we got finally the Frieza card, right? The ideal Frieza. When he comes into play, he blows up the field 25k or less, ignoring barrier, and then he's a double strike. And then his battle card, I mean his cost gets dropped by 1 if you have 5 or more red extra cards in your drop area, which you will. And then if you have 10, it gets dropped by 1 more, making him 5 drop, allowing you to, you know, play him at, you know, turn 5, which is very good. We're running 3 of these, very, very necessary to go into the Golden Frieza, and then we can finally make a Majin, and I'll show you guys why we're gonna be making a Majin Golden Frieza very soon. So we got this guy. He evolves for free. You do gotta drop some cards from your hand, but once he comes onto play, he's a critical, and not you and your opponent cannot play battle cards that are 30k power or less. And if you do decide to play a battle card that's 30k power or less, well, you're gonna lose 4 lives, and that means pretty much game. So this card is just gonna be going in and out, critical, 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 and your opponent can't really do squat. This card's gonna be just like making a barrier onto your opponent, not allowing them to play anything. And this card's not gonna be able to be removed, because most battle cards are the way of removal nowadays. So we got that card right there. Then you can't play 30k power or less. Why not play the Frieza with Broly and Paragus on his side? And this card is a secret rare. What he does is he's a quadruple strike. You can only run 1 of these in the deck. And when he comes into play, you get to see your opponent's hand. Yep, you get to see your opponent's hand, and then choose 1 card among them, put it in the drop area, and then go in with a quadruple strike. And he also blows up the entire field, ignoring barrier. This card is beast mode. Alright, so then moving on, we got Chain Attack Trunks. You're like, why is Chain Attack Trunks in here? Well, he's in here for 1 reason and 1 reason only. He allows you to play a 15k battle card or less onto the field. And who are you going to want to play? You're going to want to play the next card, which is how we're going to make Frieza go Majin. We got Majin Babidi right here, the one that turns people into Babidi, the mind-controlling Babidi himself. He's gonna mind-control Frieza and make him Majin. And what this guy does, if you guys don't know, when he comes into play, he picks up the top 7 and allows you to play 25k power or less battle cards. And who do you want to play? Well, you're gonna want to either play this Frieza, which blows up the whole field and is a double strike, and then you could evolve after, or you could play any of, you know, your Frieza army members that are heavy cost, because they're all 25k or less. And this card is just beast-like. He allows you to make the plays at a much easy pace, and you want to chain attack into him to only make it a 4 drop. You do need to have 6 energies that are red in order to play him. So that comes into play. And who's his, you know, right-hand man? Well, we got the demon himself, Dark Duo Dabura. When he comes into play, guys, this card, when he comes into play, it doesn't have to be from your hand. You can play him off of the Babidi effect. You get to take 2 cards from your opponent's hand, and they go to the warp, and your opponent can't get them back until this card is removed from the battle area. So this card, you know, it's sticking true to the, like, controlling the field and destroying the hand if your opponent plays anything. This card's going to destroy the hand even more if your opponent does decide to play anything after you activate the extra card, live to fight another day. So 4 of these, because you really want to hit the Bora. Look, they got the hollow one right there. It looks pretty sick, actually. We got 4 of those. And then we got Hit. So Hit is going to be the card you want to play because from your hand. Because his effect only activates from your hand. When he comes into play, let me see, is it crispy? Yeah, it looks crispy. When he comes into play, you get to look at your opponent's hand and take 2 cards, send them to the warp, then your opponent gets them until the end of his next turn. So this card is very good. He's a double strike. You could also go for game, like sticking true to the hand control. So we got 2 of those because I saw him being kind of useful, but not really. I'd rather play extra cards. And then the only super combo we could run is the Unbreakable Goku. We're running 4 of these because 10k boost, draw a card. So that is how we're going to be making Frieza Go Majin, guys. So that is going to be the end of the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. Expect a battle with this deck between me and Tony G. And that's how we're going to be making Golden Frieza into Majin by taking over his mind. And that's going to be the video. Like, comment, subscribe. And like we always say, y'all stay Supah.